Hey, Anuki here. If you'd like more co-games, show your support on Twitch or join the Discord. Now Jenkins, introduce the commanders, please.
Of course, old bean.
Oh, that was
to be
quick.
Part of the Bally roundabout. Let's start off with the Allied commanders. First up, we've got Mule, a Yank and representative of the US forces, all dressed in blue like he's off to the prom. I've heard tell that this chap single-handedly rescued a shipment of apple pies headed for the front lines. Our lads would have gone hungry without their premier dessert. Heroic, if you ask me. Then, there's Symbiosis from our own, tip-top British forces, sporting teal like it's going out of style.
That's
Now,
wrong
there's
colours.
a story about how this chum once managed to capture a whole squad of Jerrys using only a cup of tea and a pair of knitting needles. Good show, honestly. Now, as for our Axis commanders, we have Culinary Aardvark, a stout-hearted chap from the Wehrmacht, in a uniform the colour of red, as if to invite bullets.
Oh, it's because the
There's
colours
talk
are
of them
random.
once replacing a friendly batch of strudel with sour sauerkraut at a troop morale event. Miserable trick that. Lastly, we've got the kayaking koala, also part of the Wehrmacht, brewing up a storm in purple.
That's not the right player
Known
either.
for inadvertently bringing beach toys to a critical fortification build. He thought they were sandbags, the silly sausage. The Allied commanders are kicking it off down southwest while those Axis fellas are holed up in the northeast. And that is quite the colourful bunch we've got fighting for us today on the road to Primasoli. It's like a bleeding corgi's wedding. Should be a hoot, this one, for Her Majesty.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. No, it's because it's on the wrong replay, that's why. I got it. Okay, don't worry about it. We got this. Introducing the players. We got Mule in red. We got Symbiosis in purple. I don't know how we managed to get that one, because the Symbiosis is not in any of the other replays. It is just messed up. And the battle is already happening on the left-hand side of the map. A little bit. Just some light engagements. Now, this Pacino, because it's a 2v2, the map is wider. You can see usually the map ends around about here. Instead, it's going all the way over here. And same on this side as well. I think originally it was designed to be a 2v2 map, and then it was kind of reduced down into a 1v1 map, which makes sense. It makes sense to make the map as big as you want it to be, and then make 1v1 variants of it. As for the Axis forces, we do have Drink Scotch as the blue Wehrmacht, and also BlueSkid as the teal Wehrmacht. So we're going to see a lot of action, because 2v2 is a mad dash for buildings. You've got to get that real estate. It's mine, I tell you. So the British forces will just hide behind the wall. We've got a machine gun firing in from long range. Support weapons you'll see more of, I think, in team games. They always have some kind of utility in the battlefield that you will need to bring. Not just for yourself, but for your ally as well. Since the maps are wider, locking down some space is good, and players seem generally good in 2v2. They know this all too well. A bit of a focus, more drifting into the middle of the map. Brits have managed to obtain some of these buildings, but they don't have the victory point just yet. We do have some Luftwaffes out. I like the Luftwaffes. I've played a lot of them. They can bring the Flak 88 into existence. I like seeing that down. Will we see it here? Kettenkrad just trying to nudge these sappers to stop them from firing. Oh, abusive Kettenkrad driving. Look at that, just wiggling that tire right into their ankles. But, you know, you can just turn around and fire on it. Has to go back to base to find some repairs. Seems like Drink Scotch's presence has been thoroughly removed. They've got a machine gun of their own. Doesn't seem to be covering like too much, really. Can't see any allied forces stepping foot over there. But they do need to wait for some of their own forces to move up so they can go and support them. Kettenkrad making a return. What are you doing? Trying to sneak by. Seeing it just slightly too late. Did manage to capture all of this territory though. Wow, wicked cool. A lot of resource denial. Allied forces try and move up on this side instead. Flamethrower at the ready, but the Sapper Squad is already on half health, so they have to boot it out of there. Now, back to Windows XP 95. Oh, bunker's going down already. Okay. We're going to be converting this one into a medical bunker, one would assume, this early on. These Vickers machine guns doing some work, but a mortar is on the field. Always the perfect counter to a machine gun. Seems like Mule doesn't like that, though. Nice to see that Mule is fighting on this side of the map to help their ally Symbiosis out. That's what I like to see. I like to see a layer of the players. Putting the layer in player. So, you know, one might bring this Humber armored car over to the other side of the map as well, rather than trying to invest in 2 Humbers. We do have 2 Humbers, which isn't a bad thing, by the way. I'm just saying, like, sometimes people double up on assets that they don't really need to. Definitely a problem I see in the game Men of War. Here in Company of Heroes, though, often players divvy themselves up. You know, I'll take left, you take right. We both help out in the middle. That's a common way to do it. Not much action in the middle at the moment, though.
We have lost the sector.
Never forget to send some infantry just to the middle of the map to try and capture some things. You never know if it's undefended or not. And at the moment, it is very undefended.
One of our capture points is under attack.
We do have the medical bunker converted. Here comes a big allied push into the center of the map. They are going to meet some Panzer Grenadiers and a machine gun inside of the church building. What is this? LG-40 being dropped. Okay, interesting. So a little bit of anti-tank. Decent effective weapon against the Humbers. Humbers are just kind of darting around at the moment. Trying to pick off any easy picks. You know, these can't fight back. Let's just go drive into them. So we got the 2 Humbered armored cars over here, which seems a bit much. But what's the point of being over here? We got a PaK 40 anti-tank gun, and we got that LG-40 crew as well. You can see medics here, and also the reinforcements from the bunker. Very forward presence. Nice sneaking of the Royal Engineer squad, hitting the soldiers inside of the church. Doesn't look good for this infantry squad. Oh, they're going to retreat over these mines. Oh, I mean, better for the infantry to do that on retreat than for that Humber armored car to drive over that. I think it saw that and was like, maybe I won't go down there. Machine gun holds the victory point. That's how we use it. Still got the Kettenkrat around. Taking a look just about. Seems like BlueSkid had to retreat most of their units, coming back out as a group. They need to spread out. Humber looking... What for? Okay, we got smoke down here. But what for? What was the reasoning of that? And then it just drives away. It's just pollution, pure and simple. Finds all the Fellowshire pioneers.
They are hammering us. The enemy is winning.
Nice find on the mines. I think we got... I'm not sure if that was artillery coming down here or something else.
Stuka aircraft ready to strike our enemy.
You can see the smoke there, but nothing. Let me know if you know what that was, because I cannot remember. Like I said, it's been so long. I used to know all the details. Now I just know that if I click on this, it's going to say stuck 3G. But Not going to be able to finish that off, that squad, unless it chases it down. Does it want to chase it down, though? Because it would have to go through a Pack 40 and an LG 40. I don't like those odds. A shame that the Pack 40, I think, showed itself, which could be a good or bad thing. Like, the Humber knows where it is, wants to avoid it. Just playing around the edges of it. If they hadn't released, or revealed the Pack 40, then maybe the Humber would be a bit more daring and would have taken one shot. Which could have led to an LG 40 taking a second shot. Might have wiped it out. I think between those two things, it could do it. My god, it's ferocious on this side, apparently. Got their own LG 40 as well.
Panzergrenadiere have been. Victory point is under enemy control.
Just heard some Panzergrenadiers get wiped out. So we got a Stug over here. Stug is a mighty counter to a Humber. Humber can't do jack squiddles against that.
The enemy holds all victory points.
Even so, it's going to find a way to be effective.
We are losing the lead.
You know, putting this building in between it and the Stug. Yeah, I mean... Sure, it did like 12 damage. It's going to take a while to kill, I think. In the meantime, just checking out the middle. Should get a battle there soon. We got a field infirmary being built as well. Nice long-range throw. Shocks the crew, but it's not going to do too much else. Like, sometimes I feel like doing that is a waste of munitions.
An officer is being installed for our Panzergrenadier company.
Whenever you're lobbing anti-tank ordnance at tanks, generally you want to try and, like, finish them off, or it's for a very other specific reason. Just like throwing it out there just to do damage for the sake of damage. You're wasting the snare. It's the snare that's important. Like, leave the tank be otherwise. Save the munitions. Use it where at a more convenient time when you can get some anti-tank damage down on it. Otherwise, it's just a waste. We got a few mines down here, by the way.
You have 3 command points at your disposal.
I think someone's going to end up stepping on it. Uh-oh. Oh, 2 wipes. That's not a bad mine.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Publisher Pioneers still around here. You see they've managed to repair that stoop just fine. No issues. Just trying to capture the victory point. Crusader 4. Just like Elpin said, very popular now. What are these Humbers trying to do? I think they're trying to, like, mark or something. Or are they just, like, using to scout? Maybe trying to, like, pick off some retreating squads? I mean, it's interesting maneuvering that they're able to find these spots in the Axis line where they can just get through and start performing some harassment. Stug's got them zeroed in. One more shot. Come on, you can line that one up. I don't think you can see that Humber in the distance, though. Unfortunate. Great play with the Humbers. I've never seen bolder Humbers in use. Now we got a Sturmpanzer, the Brumba. Very quick. We're only 13 minutes in, and it's already at this tech level. Team games tech up very fast. Brumba will make light work out of the infantry. You know, it's okay damage against the Centaur as well. Here, though, it's just right in front of that 6-pounder. And it can't decide whether it wants to go forward or backwards. There we go, backwards. Back behind the building. Sensible decision-making. We got tanks on this side as well. It's a Crusader AA. Also parking behind a building, even though there's loads of scrumptious targets here that they could be working on, but they don't know that. Get that infantry in front. Mines have been disabled. We got Stormtruppen as well. Was das Turpen? Nebelwerfer, finally. Hey Jenkins, do you know much about the Nebelwerfer 42 rocket artillery?
The battle is in our favor. Secure our victory.
Let's see if we can handle that. $300 tickets each. Okay, Young Fuzz, thanks for joining. I'll be done in like 50 minutes, I think. Probably end slightly early before starting a next match.
Ah, the Nebelwerfer 42,
Nebel.
the braying donkey. Saw action against those rocket-spewing rascals up close in Tunis once. Named Nebelwerfer means smoke thrower, but I tell you, the only thing smoky about it was the rubble it left behind. They began hurling rockets toward us, raining down like a fiery end of days. I remember Private Timmins, more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room
not
full of
Timmins.
rocking chairs. He dove headfirst into a pile of camel dung for cover. He survived unscathed, but spent the next whole week smelling ripe. Only thing that saved our skins was some quick thinking with a Bren gun and a handful of grenades. That's one Nebelwerfer crew that won't be scaring any more British boys. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. Yeah, bless her soul.
The enemy have taken our
I mean, if she wanted to, she could just, like, totally eliminate all the German forces single-handedly in unarmed combat. You know, she would be unarmed, they wouldn't be, but... You know, she deserves a break. That's why we have people do it for her. We're all ready to help the Queen.
HQ shall be receiving medics to heal our wounded.
Oh, I hear some medics at the HQ. Feels like quite late. Like 16 minutes in, but, you know, better late than never. Medics are the life force of any army. A healthy soldier is a soldier that isn't going to get shot by even the briefest of bullet against skin.
Upgrade complete.
Stug's been upgraded with the MG on top. That's the only thing that's really going to be truly effective against that infantry section in middle. Brumbar trying to find like a good shot, but it just can't over the building. We got some AT guns in the distance. There's that Nebelwerfer, and it is not chucking smoke. Whole bunch of promotions just lit up on my screen again. Look at this MG got promoted. This mortar got promoted. This AT gun got promoted. They're not in the path of the Nebel. Map is divided in quite an awkward way, but recapturing this territory should realign the front lines. Trying to snipe some infantry with that LG. But, you know, with some quick thinking with the Bren gun and some hand grenades, show them what for. Getting another Nebel as well. Really liking that artillery. Going to be a very strong showing, I think, for any of those AT guns on the field. We got MGs as well. We got mortars. Trying to shoot down a plane there. Very slow-moving plane. Oh god, it's even going to crash really slowly. And the Axis forces move up. They're fighting an uphill battle, and yet it feels so confident. We're going to see some Nebel strikes over here. No, Nebel strikes over there. It's a wide scattering because that's double Nebels. I'm not sure who's being punished more.
We have lost a squad of Panzergrenadiere.
Yep, one Panzergrenadier squad was lost in that conflict. Nebels do not work too well against vehicles. If they get a direct hit, you know, you can get some physical damage down. Indirect hits, though, won't accomplish anything. I love watching the projectiles go as well, when I can actually catch them. This poor Brit stepped on a mine.
Fallschirmjäger infantry are ready to be paradropped.
Oh, I can't wait for food after this. All this talk of, what, bratwurst sausages? I'm totally going to go for some sausages.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Grant's out here as well. It's going to take a lot of shots for the Grant to get through to the Brumbar.
Reporting for duty.
My god. I would not have my infantry situated near a Brumbar. Not at all. Heavy anti-infantry damage in a splash, in an OE. Just, it'll kill you. So you can see the pacing in a 2v2 is a lot different to a 1v1. Everything feels like it's doubled up. That Grant found 2 Stugs. Not what I was hoping for. Symbiosis pulls away from that. BlueSkid, happy with their Stugs performance. Isn't going to chase. You know, it's not the kind of weapon of war that you want to chase with. The Stug is a defensive weapon. They can hunker down as well. Hunker down basically puts sandbags all around the tank, which makes it kind of impervious to rocket. Like, any bazookas just won't go through the sandbags. You have to get rear shots. Nebels are spamming out loud, making some noise. Constantly keeping the Brits on the move. You really don't want to run through the flames.
The enemy has 200
Flames
points
bad.
incoming.
Really bad.
We have lost control of a victory point. Panzergrenadiere have been
The Crusaders are
deployed
trying to
support.
pick up the pieces here and just, you know, return some of the punishment. Actually doing some damage against the Brumbar. Flanked on both sides. Whilst also outmaneuvering the pack. And the LG-40 as well. That's over here. This is chaos.
We have
This is why I stick to 1v1. Alright, the Stugs have moved up. They don't seem too frightened of anything there. But since they're just kind of alone, probably best to play it safe and back them up, I think. We have 3 Nebels? We have 3 Nebels. We have 4 Nebels. Brumbar coming up as well. Symbiosis is very interesting on their positioning of vehicles. I can definitely see that this is the Symbiosis that I know. It's interesting, like, being able to look at a player like that and be like, is that... Yeah, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. There can't be another player called Symbiosis that is microing on that level. You know, a lot of individual elements. We have
Bastards have secured our
a
territory
loiter
from
in
us.
the area.
Park deployed.
Trying to fire at tanks, but just got to back away from it. Give up the ground. We still have the infantry squad there capturing. That's all we need. And as long as they're not being pestered, we don't need to
Victory
worry.
point is under enemy control.
Hey, we getting a medic truck out of this, or is it just going to be keeping this a vanilla truck? I like that truck. It looks so great. It's just so boxy. Couple of Panzer Grenadier squads in the middle. Even more Panzer Grenadiers from their allies. Drink Scotch BlueSkid. Oh no. That church is getting in the way of the Nebelwerfer fire. This is like pre-Nebel warning fire. Just trying to fear away any advancement. We've got a few squads over here inside the buildings. They didn't get tormented as much. Oh, that last hit though did. Grant is in trouble. And the Stugs are in pursuit. We got one Vet 3 Stug. 13 infantry kills. This is the one that got the kill, though. Vet 2 now. Then we have more armored combat over here. They disengage. And 2 victory points currently in the hands of the Axis. British only hold this one on the right-hand side. So how does one counter all these Nebels? I mean, we need to see like some counter-artillery. Artillery is the way to defeat artillery. It does create kind of a balance problem. I can't think of much else that you could, you know, deal with this situation. But I'm not sure what artillery that the Brits have at their disposal. I think none with these Crusaders out. So, the Nebels are just going to keep striking. And they're going to keep striking at the same time as well for maximum spectacle. Like, what you could do is try and stagger the shots so that there's almost always Nebels firing, or that there's always the fear of a Nebel firing. Crusaders are going to try and punch through. They've managed to get one AT gun, but they also have to deal with the Stugs and also more AT guns back here. Well positioned. That's the Crusaders lost. Just for a couple of AT guns certainly wasn't worth it. Maybe for a Stug, though. Taking out a Stug ain't too bad, especially as that was the Vet 3 Stug. Big losses on both sides. Ultimately, though, since the victory points are in the Axis' hand, it's them that are coming off better. Just 125 more tickets on the Brits left. Yeah, BlueSkid saying Vet 3 Stug down. Little pain for me. You got a new Vet 3 Stug, though. This one's got 2 vehicle kills. I'd argue that the crew, yeah, might be numerically and statistically the same as the last one. But something tells me inside they're special. Symbiosis with a 6-pounder back there as well. I think they want to go on a Stug hunt. And then comes the Nebels again. Yeah, look how it looks from here. Beautiful. You know, as much as war can be, but war not so good. As far as a game goes, it's great. New Stug out on the field. Welcome to the deployment zone. What is going on here? We got smokes. Just those Pack 40s just walked right up. We got a loiter again. Hello, planes. They're coming back round for another strafe. On the Stugs. But they're moving. Hard target to hit.
We are losing control of a sector.
British move on up. They've got the victory point now. 2 victory points to them. New lines are being drawn, trying to find out where they could safely put their soldiers down. That's going to have to be on the outside of the town for now.
Pushing back. We are down to 250 points. Assault gun is reporting for duty.
Got 62 kills to 60 between these two players, BlueSkid and a Mule. That's a little swapsy. See how it is. Oh, there's more of a difference there, though. 111 to 68. It's a rough battle. I want to see some big carnage, though. There's going to be some big pushes towards the end, I think, when players feel like they have to get desperate. Black Prince out on the field might encourage that kind of behavior. Oh, the Pack 40s just don't even want to be near there. They got to find, like, a good firing position. Try and surprise that Black Prince. Don't be stood on top of each other either. You know, counter-plane strikes going on the Black Prince. We're gonna get another strafe on it. Nope, looks like it leaves the field. There's no vision over there. There has to be vision for the strafes to work. Just peppering the whole place with Nebels. Look how flat the ground is now. I mean, it's not flat, but, you know, it's not got bushes and stuff. It's just all terrain. Brumbar has entered the sights of the Black Prince. Don't worry, though, we got another Brumbar there. AT guns on the job. Nothing that a rifle grenade can't help with. There we go. A few more Brent shots, decruise that pack. Nebels having a gander. Oh! It's the Sapper Squad. You see light sprinkling of damage against that armor if it's a direct hit. Now the Brumbars fancy their chance. Oh, along with aerial support as well. And then in from the side, the Grants poking holes into the Brumbar, but they get hit by the air support as well. That was the kind of action I was looking for.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Not much room for infantry to battle at this point. They're struggling to stay alive as the armor is kind of tearing people apart whilst they tear each other's armor apart. Nowhere to hide, though. Not much cover. You know, these pioneers have been fortunate enough to find a brick wall that survived for 2 seconds. Stug's out here fighting 2 Grants whilst a 3rd Grant pokes up behind. Thing is, though, it's going for that Vet 3 Stug. And it gets it. Is it going to be able to drive away, though? I think it's just driven into locking itself in. Will it get that? Ooh, it bounces off the front. Bounces off the front. Very unlucky, very unlucky. They only needed 1 bit more damage. Surviving on 40 health. Another AT gun here. Thinking about it. What's coming down here? Got some artillery. Not a Stuka Loiter, that's for sure. Okay, peace has been achieved in the realm again. Woo! Oh my god, look at the Black Prince. It is charred. Tanks do take, like, visual damage over time. Based on, like, where they're hit and what they've been hit with and stuff. I think just based on where they've been hit, really. You could chuck a satchel charge on one of them and then, like, one side will be, like, all charcoaled. And the other side, pristine clean. We're going to be losing Vet 3 Rifle Squad? No, infantry section makes it out. So Symbiosis is, I think, in a bit of a pickle here. If you look at the army composition, let's see how that compares to BlueSkid. Yeah, BlueSkid looking alright, but bear in mind, a lot of it is... Well, 2 of it is Nebels. We have 2 more Nebels here as well. We'll check out what the Nebel kills are soon. As they fish for some more kills. Is it going to be this Vet 2 squad? Ooh. Like retreating through fire as well? Not too great. Stukas are here. They want the Black Prince. They pop that turret. Huge kill.
Assault gun is reporting for... We have lost control of a victory point.
How do the British come back from that? They've got 34 points remaining and threatening a 3 count. I think they'll just try and return in kind by taking out some Stugs. Oh, we got a plane crash. We got so many planes all over the place as well. More planes are going down.
Our anti-tank gun is out of commission.
Symbiosis with a very small force has inflicted quite a lot of damage. Now comes the counter plane strike. If the Crusader AA could shoot some of them down. It's trying, it's trying. Oh, look at that swivel speed. There's just too many targets to shoot, too many planes. Now the Nebels are crashing down again. Oh. Is it getting that one? Is it getting that one? Chaos in the skies. That's what this one's going to be called. How fares the actual battle for victory points? Losing some more infantry. The British, I don't think they have too much left. Oh my god, Mule is faring even worse. There's one Crusader, which I think has maybe killed some planes, if it tallies all the damage up. Fight over the middle victory point now. And artillery has come crushing down. You see what I mean? When players get desperate, the action gets high. All concentrating around the central victory point. You never forget to test these ones out. You see, we've got an idle infantry squad there just trying to hold on, make sure that no one captures it. Nebel crazy. Let's check out the Nebels. We got any Vet 3 ones? We got some Vet 2 ones. 7 kills, pitiful. 14 kills, that's much better. Vet 2 here. 7. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to see the last one. Okay.
Hey, Vivi here. I edit and upload the videos here on Ironcast. If you want to see Anuki cast more, then like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, come along to the Discord, do anything to let him know. Anuki would love to cast more if you'd like to see more.